Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is the artist from our upcoming Jazz Into the Stars, Week 3, and, I should add, the composer of the Culture Crawl theme that you just heard, Vivian Shanley. Vivian, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you back in studio.
Great to be
you
here.
were remarked when we came in that you thought it'd been, some years since you'd set foot in the place.
Been a long time since I've been in this very place.
which came as a surprise to me because, as far as I'm concerned, you're here with us all the time.
That's what it feels like.
We are taping this a few weeks in advance because Vivian is on campus in the middle of July for KCCK's middle school jazz band camp. Let's just since we are here at jazz band camp time, let's go back to the very beginning.
Oh, goodness.
As many people know, you're from a musical family. Your parents are both band directors. Your dad is the director at Coe College and also the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band. Your mom teaches band at Taft School in Cedar Rapids. Your brother's a musician. So you were always going to play an instrument.
Yes, definitely runs in the family.
And going into the family business.
Yep.
And you came to jazz band camp as a sixth grader, I think, and not so much really because you wanted to learn jazz, but because mom and dad were both helping run the camp, and there was no need to why pay for daycare when you could come and have a camp experience.
Very true. Yep.
Do you remember? Were you excited, reluctant?
Yes, I was very excited going into camp because I'd seen my parents play jazz my whole life, and we listened to lots of jazz. Of course, when someone does something that they've been doing for years and years, it looks very easy. And I, of course, was like, it's in my genes. Like, I'll be a natural at this. So I was pretty excited to come to camp and, be great at jazz, even though I'd never even tried it.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, it didn't really work out. I was definitely not as good as I just thought I would naturally be. And, I really had a hard time with that. And then after about one day of trying jazz and not being great at it, I was like, I think this probably isn't for me and I should just quit and hang it up right now.
How did that go for you?
Well, I told my parents, I was like, yeah, this isn't my thing. I'm just not going to do it. And they were like, okay, why don't you try day 2 and see how you feel? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then by day 3, I was in a Jen Tidi's combo. I had started to come around a little bit on jazz and soloing, and she really helped me. But yeah, even it took, believe it or not, more than 1 week of jazz camp to, start feeling confident. But it's definitely where I got my start and where lots of people encouraged me to keep going.
You have continued down both paths ever since as a classical player and a jazz player. But you started playing, you started playing out. You were at Jazz Into the Stars as in one of the student groups as an 8th grader. So it wasn't that long.
Yes. Jazz Into the Stars was actually, I think, my first paid gig. I was thinking about this last night. So it's pretty full circle to be coming back to it after it's kind of where I got my start, I feel.
And you're going to be playing in your ensemble is Colby Schnebelin, who I think was in that first band with you, was he not?
He was in the very first group, yeah. Colby was in a band called the Corridor Quintet, which was around for a while, a long time ago when I was in high school. And it was Colby and Ethan Buck was playing saxophone, Anna Cook on guitar, and Peter Stoltz on drums. And yeah, I got hired as all bass players do because they didn't know anyone who played the bass. And I just got a random DM on Instagram from Ethan that was like, hey, my name is Ethan. I need a bass player. Can you come play? And I was like, sure. And Ethan and Colby especially were very advanced players at that point, and they really helped me become a confident jazz musician, and they were super nice to me when I'd make mistakes, and they helped me a lot and introduced me to so much music. So it's really full circle. Every time I get to play with Colby, it's great.
We'll talk about the rest of the band that you're bringing to Jazz Into the Stars here in a minute, but I won't make you step through, everything. And of course, now that you're graduated from college, it's time to quit talking about middle school, high school, and all of that kind of stuff. Although when you come to KCCK, we probably always will,
Yep.
because we were here at the very beginning.
Yes,
but you had a great career at Washington, all-state jazz bassist, regular symphonic all-state as well, and then you have just graduated from Lawrence College
true.
in
Yes.
Appleton, where, needless to say, you majored in the bass. So tell me a little bit about college, and especially, in college you were a little more on the classical side, did a little jazz, but tell me about walking down both those paths.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is like the best school, period. I feel like I have to say that. But especially if you're looking to like play lots of different kinds of music, particularly classical and jazz, it's just a fantastic space to do that. Like I was able to do pretty much as much jazz as I wanted to, even though I wasn't like a jazz studies major. And it was so great to be like welcomed into that community. Lawrence has such a legacy of great jazz music because of Fred Sturm, and Patty Darling is there now, and it's just a really great place to do both. So yeah, I played in the orchestra at Lawrence, lots of chamber music, and then lots of small jazz combos, and I got to sub in the large jazz ensemble Luge for a couple concerts, which was a really fun experience.
Patty Darling is a well-known current composer. The IWJO plays a lot of her
Yes,
stuff.
she's great.
And Fred Sturm, anybody who maybe played in jazz band or a concert band in middle school or high school, anytime in like the last 50 years, would have played some Fred Sturm charts.
Absolutely. He has like hundreds of incredible compositions, and they're all amazing. I have yet to like hear a Fred Sturm chart that's just okay. Like they're all great.
Besides your music classes, what did you enjoy studying at school? What was your favorite non-musical class?
Oh gosh. Oh, that's such a good question. Well, okay, I'm gonna cheat and say my favorite academic classes were actually the like academic music classes. So
Okay,
like
well, fair
music
enough.
theory,
Yeah.
and then we have a fantastic musicology program at Lawrence. And musicology is required, and I kind of was like, I don't want to take musicology, like writing, reading, come on now, that's not my jam. But I loved it. It was great. I was just joking with some of my friends. I wrote a huge seminar paper about Wolfpack, which is like this funk band.
I love Wolfpack.
Yes, yeah. And like it's just so great to be able to do that. I don't know. Like going into college, I didn't think I'd be encouraged to write a paper about Wolfpack, and my teacher was so excited when I proposed it to her. So yeah, that was
Well,
great.
I've been telling you, I think, since your freshman year that your Iowa capstone project will be to come back to Cedar Rapids and headline at Jazz Under the Stars.
Yeah.
And so you've got a quartet that you're bringing this week. Oh, we already talked about Colby, so I think who else is going to be in the band?
Yeah, so Colby Schneblin is playing trombone. He just graduated from Iowa. He went to Iowa City West. And then on drums is Dave Teedy, who I met through his wife, Jen Teedy, who, of course, teaches at Linn-mar.
And your first teacher
Yes,
at Jazz Band Camp.
yep, and Jen was my first teacher. So, yeah, really fun to play with Dave. Always love getting to play with him. And then on piano is my uncle, Jason Danielson, who is based in the Des Moines area. And Jason and John Kizillermoot and I just recorded Jason's trio album called Raucous Caucus, and it's out now.
Which we have just started to play here
Yes.
at KCCK. So good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's all originals by Jason and then a couple arrangements. And it was such a fun project. I was so honored to be asked. And yeah, I'm really excited to play with him again.
It's interesting because, of course, your dad is a jazz pianist among all the other stuff that he does. But he has told me many times that Jason is his favorite jazz pianist in Iowa.
Yes. Oh, Jason is just phenomenal. And it's funny because his day job, he's a teacher. He works in the Des Moines public schools. And it's
But he's not a music teacher.
No, not a music teacher. He teaches history. And yeah, it's amazing how much he knows about history and how good he is at teaching it. And then also how good he is at playing the jazz piano. Like, I can't believe, like, how multi-talented he is.
I know you're still kind of putting the playlist together because, as I said, we are, at time of taping, we're a few weeks out. But what are some of the directions you intend to go with this show?
Yeah, well, every time I program a show like this, my challenge I set for myself is that everyone leaves in the audience and on the bandstand. Everyone leaves like feeling like they heard a tune that was really special to them. And then it's like bonus points if every tune on the set list is that for one person. So that's kind of like what I try to do. So there's a lot of diversity in the set list. Some standards that you've all heard before, and I won't spoil them. And then tunes by a few of my professors at school, Nadia Nordhaus and Ingrid Jensen, who just played the Jazz Fest with Artemis, Terry Lynn Carrington, Abby Lincoln. Got all that good stuff on there. Some newer stuff like Ben Wendell. Of course, a few pop tunes. There might be some Beyonce if you stick around to the end. So, yes, I hope that there's something for everyone. And originals by both Colby and me will be on the set.
And of course, I should say that we're taping this before Jazz Under the Stars begins, but you will have actually been on the stage twice already because you're playing 3 of our 4 gigs this year.
Yeah, and that happened like way after you had asked me to play. So then when Paul Lichty asked me to play with him, I was like, oh, of course, like that would be great. I'm already playing another one. And then Joey Schneblin asked me to play, and I was like, this is getting crazy. Like I should just move to Noelridge. But yeah, I'm excited.
We're really looking forward to that. Also, this week, it's the album and CD sale.
Oh.
So there will be a lot of people hanging out down at the down near the stage to look through while they're listening to the music. And we've got a student band, which a long time ago for you, but to me it seems like just yesterday that Vivian was in the student band. But it's 6-man trio from Linn-mar.
Fantastic.
Led by Everett, who people who came to KCCK's Taste of Jazz got to hear Everett and his band play at that time. So we're looking forward to that as well. Week number 3 for Jazz Under the Stars, 6:30, Noelridge Park, as always. Before we go, you've graduated. Tell me what's next.
Yes, so I'm sticking around Cedar Rapids for the summer, and then in the fall, I'm moving back to Appleton, Wisconsin to do my student teaching. So I'll be student teaching in orchestra programs like 4th through 8th grade in the Appleton district. I'm also playing in the Lacrosse Symphony in Wisconsin this year as a full-time member and subbing in many orchestras around Wisconsin and Iowa, Illinois sometimes. So I'm really excited for that. And then in the winter, January, I'll be moving back here to Cedar Rapids to teach and play and practice and hang out.
Grad school in the wings, or are you going to wait a couple of years?
No, grad school, perhaps teaching. We'll see.
Well, Vivian, it's always a pleasure to get to see you. It's been so much fun having you at Jazz Band Camp this year, and looking forward to your return as a headliner. As I said, you've been with us the last couple of weeks, but really excited to hear what you have for us at Jazz Under the Stars. So thanks a lot for being with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.